Hi, what's up? We got more Owl House news. There was just a post-Hoot a couple days ago where some members of the crew of the Owl House got together and answered some popular questions fans have been asking about the Owl House's finale. There was, and I hope I pronounced all these names correctly, I probably won't, but we'll try, Sissy Jones, who is Lilith's voice actor and also the person who streamed this event on Instagram. There's Dana Terrace, the creator of the show. There's Rebecca Rose, who is a production associate of the show and who does a lot of stuff related to the Owl House on YouTube and whatnot. Then there's Sarah Nicole Robles. They call her Nikki Robles. I'm not really sure how to pronounce her name too well, but that is Luce's voice actor. And then we have Avi Roque, who is Raine's voice actor. And these five answered some pretty interesting questions throughout the entirety of this post-Hoot. It's around an hour and 20 minutes long, but we'll try and break down some of the most important things. And I'll be doing this a little out of order than when it was in the post-Hoot, but the first thing is that King's dad's missing eye is actually the portal door, which is something that I caught on to pretty quickly, honestly. Because the eye, looking at his eye, it's pretty similar to the portal door, you know? I think that one was a bit obvious, but I'm glad that they confirmed it. It just made sense, right? Next is that Hunter is bi and that Willow is pan. Lots of people were asking about stuff like this. They didn't say anything for Gus, but they said that Hunter is bi, Willow is pan, and I already know that, like, so many people are gonna be freaking out about that. Like, that... I've already seen fan art of stuff like this. It happened so fast. People just went crazy over this. So yes, that is confirmed. They also confirmed that at the current time, there is no sequel or spin-off coming. However, they do hope for a chance to do something more with the Owl House IP, whether that be that the studio lets them to, maybe they can do comics in the future, you know, art books, anything, but just right now they have nothing, but they are hoping for more. They also want us to keep being loud about how much we love the Owl House so that freaking Disney will know that we actually like this show and we want more of it through whatever media they'll allow. Another thing is that every single voice actor came back in the finale. When every single person at the end says bye, that is every single voice actor. And I mean every single one. Dana confirmed that she brought back every single voice actor for that bye. And she went on to continue saying, you know how you see those videos of like character's first word versus character's last word? Well, every single character's last word is that bye. So technically, all of them should be that bye, except for like the few characters that weren't included, like Odalia. And yeah, I guess Terra, maybe a couple more. Tibbles is there. I don't know why he's there though. But yeah, for the most part, I'd say like most of the characters, their final line is that bye. So that means Hooty technically does have speaking lines in the finale. Another thing that was confirmed was something that I was actually thinking about a lot, but never really talked about because I didn't know if it was actually confirmed. But Raine's Palisman was hidden in their violin. If you notice their Palisman at the end, it looks very similar to the violin that they had throughout the entire show. And even though they smashed that violin against Belos when they were trying to attack him for stopping the Titan moment, yeah, you know, you all know. They confirmed that they repaired it with Dell and Hunter. They worked together to repair that Palisman, and now it's back. It's good to see. The next thing is that Evelyn is not Flapjack. Back in Thanks to Them when Belos was like, goodbye, Evelyn, and then killed Flapjack right then and there. Lots of people misinterpreted that as Flapjack being like the spirit of Evelyn, but that's not really the case. I actually had the right idea back when this first came out, that Belos mainly sees Flapjack as the final part of like Evelyn's influence, that once he kills Flapjack, Evelyn's influence over Caleb will finally be gone. I'll just let them explain it. They can do a much better job than me.
It's Evelyn's spirit in Flapjack. No, Flapjack was his own entity, he was his own bird. To Belos, to Philip, he saw Flapjack as the like culmination of the corruption in his brother, in Caleb. And he saw Flapjack as like, oh, if it weren't for you. Flapjack was kind of the first introduction to magic that Caleb was introduced to.
But yeah, I actually like that a lot better than Evelyn being just like part of Flapjack. I like Flapjack being his own little bird. The next was a very interesting question, and that was, did the Clawthrones ever find out that they are descendants of Caleb and Evelyn? To which they answered,
Ida does not know. Hunter does not know. And the rest of what I have in my head, I will not say.
Okay.
So yeah, pretty interesting answer there. The next thing that was confirmed was that Raine actually moved into the Owl House with Ida. pretty cool that they're living together now. I actually like that. They also left it up to interpretation if they were married or not, because not all relationships end with marriage, so they wanted to keep that open to people's interpretation. But the fact that they moved in together, I think that's good. Next thing that was confirmed, and this one pretty much seems obvious, but Alador and Odalia got a divorce. Yeah, that one just makes sense. And good for him. Good for him for divorcing that garbage. The next thing was talking about the glowing eyes. You know how Willow and Gus's eyes glow when they like really get into a moment and they're using their powers like to their fullest extent? People asked like, hey, is there actually some meaning behind this? And this is what they had to say.
We were going to expand a little bit on that because you also see Alador's eyes go pink in 220. Like, it was something we were thinking about. Like, strong emotions are connected to magic. You know,
your bile sac.
Kind of like when you're working out or when you're doing physical activity, like adrenaline can make you a little more stronger than how you are on the day-to-day, and this would like similar. It wasn't going to like play into the story in any big way, so that's not a thread that I missed, but it would have been a cool world building magic rule thing that we could have expanded on.
I like that. They didn't get to expand on it too much, but I like that they're talking about it here, and their answer just makes sense, you know, throughout the show. They don't really touch on it in the show, but that answer, it just makes sense. This one was the one I was so happy to hear about. You know, like the freaking rat or mouse, the Ratador in freaking Alador's lab or whatever back in Clouds on the Horizon? That rat mouse thing is actually confirmed to be his Palisman. There's like a funny story about it. I'll share it here too. It's so good.
He just has this pose where he's like talking to Odalia, kind of like this, and like
like a T-Rex.
I immediately just thought of like, oh, Remy from Ratatouille.
That's amazing.
So we when we were
Alador, I'm seeing in the
when we get to the scene where they're looking into Alador's lab, one of the board artists, I think it was Ben Home, he remembered that conversation from the initial thumbnail pitch. He just drew in this little rat that kind of looks like Alador, and I laughed so hard. I was just like, keep it, don't change it. Just the designers will design that. And so I was like, wait,
and they did.
Will that make sense? And I'm like, yes, it's Palisman.
I'm just so happy that they confirmed that's his Palisman. It's so funny. There are a few other small things that were confirmed throughout the post-shoot, and I won't be talking about all of them. I'm mainly talking about like the ones that I found to be like the highlights. But there was one more that I actually forgot to put in this video while I was editing it, and that is about the Hooty coming out of King's dad's eye. This one's a bit of a weird one, and I don't think that we have the full story on it, but we have a pretty good idea about what that Hooty is, thanks to the third bill. So, when asked about this question, Dana responds with this.
The third bill, you got it right.
Yay!
And I'm not gonna go be more specific than that. You'll have to figure that out. But you did mention in an offhand comment.
Now, this was pretty vague, but she confirmed that the third bill in an offhand comment did get this right. I'm not entirely sure what offhand comment this was, but a lot of people are pointing at his Hooty Hole theory that he made back in 2021. Quite impressive that potentially this video back in 2021 has some potentially correct information all the way until now. Lots of people are pointing out this clip from the video.
Where he seems to always need a base or a tether. If it's not the backpack or the door/house, it's the actual ground, the boiling island itself, which is the corpse of a fallen titan, an established source of wild magic. Hooty being a powerful demon, and as we've learned recently, type of worm, connects directly to the titan if his body does go through the ground. Maybe he's more like a tapeworm or a parasite, drawing wild magic from the titan's blood, which was referenced by Ida and Lilith's mother, Gwen Clawthrone. This would also honestly both justify and add to the humor of his obnoxious antics, as this would make him an intrusive parasite.
That's basically that Hooty is a parasite of the Titan. That is strange. That's for sure. There was also another offhand comment that was allegedly by him. I only saw this through a YouTube comment, and that is that when Caleb got to the demon realm, he built up the owl house and somehow was able to connect the door to the owl house. He then drew an owl on the owl house, which ended up being Hooty, and since it was connected to the portal door, which is technically the Titan's eyeball, that would mean that Hooty is connected to the portal door in a weird way, like some sort of other way. So that means like Hooty is like reflected in the Titan's eye. I only saw that from a YouTube comment, so that is allegedly something that the third bill has said before. I unfortunately do not know where the clip is. Regardless of what it is, I'm glad that there is a connection between Hooty and the Titan, and that the third bill, in some offhand comment that he made, got it right. I just think that's super impressive and really, really cool. As for confirmed things, that's about the end. There were lots of other topics brought up in this post Hoot, and a good amount of them were vague. Dina kept bringing up the phrase death of the author, and how she, instead of being a creator of the show, is basically now just a fan. Meaning that a lot of the stuff that she's talking about, and the stuff that is still in her head, is not confirmed unless she gets an opportunity to actually confirm it, which basically means that she encourages all fans to keep making headcanons about, you know, certain topics here and there, like some things that are unconfirmed. If you have a headcanon or idea or theory about it, roll with it until there's an official thing that released that says no. Just roll with it, you know? That's part of the fun about shows like these. But again, that's all the confirmed stuff, so I think we'll end it there. There was a lot more stuff that they talked about, but I feel like that's better to actually watch them talk about it, because I feel like I wouldn't do it justice if I were to just recap what they said. I kind of just wanted to talk about the things that were confirmed in this post Hoot. But yeah, I'll leave a link in the description to that live stream if you do want to check it out. I highly recommend you do, because it's a fun time, right? It's a really fun time. And they did say that maybe in the future, if there's a lot of demand for it, they'll keep these post Hoots going. So if you're interested in seeing more Owl House content or anything, definitely keep being loud about it. But yeah, that'll be it for me. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.